Welcome everybody to Yoga in the Park. I'm at Sylvan Park with Stephen on live music. And it's a gorgeous, gorgeous sunny day. It's about 72 degrees, I think. We're in the shade, beautiful lighting, and I just can't be more grateful for yet another day to be out here moving, breathing, and bringing you the yoga love. We're here every Sunday at noon, except for next Sunday, because it's Valentine's weekend and I'm going to be hiking and Stephen's going to be doing something. Let's take a seat on our yoga blocks or our bolster and sit up nice and tall, lifting up the crown of the head, lifting up the heart center. So the mudra this week that has been inspiring our practices is the Citta Mudra. I don't have the card with me, but I will show you how to do the mudra. So to do this mudra, start off in prayer pose with your hands. Take your thumbs and your forefingers and put them together, and then make your forefingers, the tops of them, straight. So when you have it backwards, so when it's facing another person, it kind of looks like a prayer pose with ears. And then from the front, it looks like this. So the Citta Mudra, let's talk a little bit about the Citta Mudra and why we would take the Citta Mudra. So Citta is spelled C-I-T-T-A, if you would like to research that on your own at home. So this is the gesture of witness to higher consciousness or to consciousness. And we take this mudra when we would like to challenge limiting, release tension in the neck and the shoulders, and combat depression. So this has inspired me to have little talks about this whole idea of limiting thoughts, meaning thoughts that we entertain that are limiting about us, limiting about our abilities, or perhaps who we see ourselves as being, or what our capabilities are, and how we show up to the mat. If we truly are really a yogi, if we can't do certain types of asanas, or aren't at a certain level of strength, or can't balance in a certain way. So this is to challenge that. A big part of this is showing up in the moment as you are and embracing who you are, and a willingness to try things even if you think that they're not for you. That's off limits to me. I don't have that ability. Not judging yourself. This takes us into the realm of not judging who we are and what we do and how we do it, but being fully and wholly accepting of who we are. And this is about getting into our own consciousness, being willing to turn in, developing our own intuition about ourselves, and being comfortable with. So I say that this is a mudra we also might take when we want to raise our self-esteem, raise our self-confidence, raise our opinion of who we are, and really embrace that. So I invite you, whenever you're feeling self-doubt, whenever you're placing limitations upon yourself, take the Citta Mudra. So the kinds of practices that I've been building around this are kind of twofold. One aspect of the practice is doing inversions and trying out things in inversions. So Tuesday night, I did a headstand in the middle of class, and it wasn't perfect, but I showed you, the audience, that, well, we can enter into things even when they're not perfect, because the moment that we have now is the perfect, and the journey of yoga is the perfect. And some ideal that's out there isn't what really makes it perfect. What makes it perfect is that it is the here and the now, and that we are embracing ourselves in the moment, and that this is where we're meant to be at any moment in time. Okay, so we're going to have inversions today, but I probably won't be taking headstand out on the grass here. And strengthening poses as well. So expect a couple of standing poses where you're going to be asked to balance on one leg and utilize all of your strength. So let's close our eyes, bow our heads, and begin to breathe in and out of our nose. And as you breathe in and out, fully fill up your lungs, spreading out all the structures of your breathing. As you inhale, expand the belly. And as you exhale, draw the belly in. Draw the breath deep into the lungs. And as you exhale, fully empty the lungs, drawing the breath up to the crown of the head. Inhale. And exhale. As you inhale the next time, turn your attention, drawing it to the third eye chakra in between the eyebrows. And go deep into your consciousness. Inhale. And fully exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Take a final inhale. And on your exhale, release the mudra. Inhale your hands out and up. Exhale them out and down. Inhale out and up. Exhale out and down. And then inhale out and up. Exhale, hands to Ajna, the third eye, to Vishuddha, the throat chakra, and to Anahata, the heart. If you are sitting up on blocks or a bolster, feel free to remove those now. And we're going to move into sun salutations to begin to warm up the body. Let's first start off in tabletop position. Stack our hands underneath our shoulders, our knees underneath our hips, and inhale the heart center up as you draw your shoulders away from the ears, lifting up your sits bones. On your exhale, pull your shoulders, rolling them down, pull your back up to the sky. Allow your tailbone to tuck. This is cat. Inhale, reverse that, lifting up the heart center, drawing the shoulders down the back into cow. And then on your exhale, curl your back up to the sky like the black cat. One more inhale, lift up the heart center, draw the shoulders away from the ears, lift up your sits bones. And then on your exhale, reverse all of that. Inhale, flat spine, draw the crown of the head forward. Pull up your sideways, pull up your belly button as you just take a nice, strong tabletop. Feeling all of those core muscles engaging. Remember this feeling. Remember this feeling of strength and confidence in this pose. Take one more long inhale and fully exhale. And then inhale, rise up, and let's meet at the front of the mat. At the front of the mat, let's take prayer pose, standing in mountain pose, Samastarihi. Lift up all the toes and find your 3 points of your foot, making firm contact with the earth. Bend your knees slightly, drawing the belly button in, lifting up the heart center. Drop your hands and inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward, drawing the heart center down. Drop your hands, drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. That way. Exhale, hands down. Inhale your hands out and up. And exhale, swan dive forward. Drawing the heart center down, drop the crown. Inhale into a flat spine, exhale down, and let's move back into our first lunge. Take our right foot back and initially just drop the knee. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, move the hips forward as you draw your arm bones back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down, moving into plank. Take our left foot back. Moving the heart center forward as the heels are back. Drop the knees, keep the hips up high, bring elbows into the ribs, drop chin and chest and inchworm, and then inhale, move forward and rise into low cobra. Exhale, moving back into child's pose, rise up into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, move our hips back. Inhale, take our right foot forward. Drop our left knee down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, move the hips forward as we bring our arm bones back in alignment with the ears. Exhale, draw the hands down. Move the left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine, exhaling down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Bringing your hands overhead, and then exhale, swan dive forward. Bring the heart center down as you drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our left foot back again. Drop our left knee. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, draw the arm bones back as you move your hips forward. Inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Take our right foot back and plank to join our left. Drop the knees, elbows in, chin and chest down. Inhale forward, rise up into low cobra. Exhale, moving back through child's pose, into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, move those hips back. Inhale, take our left foot forward, drop our right knee. Inhale, our hands up. Exhale, move the hips forward as you bring your arm bones back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Bring right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. So that's a nice warm up for the hips in order to release the spine, release the hips, start to warm up the body. I'm going to remove this top layer of my mat here because I'm sliding a little bit on it, and move that aside. I was able to use it last week. This week it's not working out as well. My feet are sliding. So here's the thing about yoga. You got to make sure that you have a good sticky surface so that you're not sliding in poses, because it poses a safety risk. Okay, so then we're going to do our next set of lunges without putting our knee down. We're going to do high lunges. So inhale the hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop the hands, drop the crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our right foot back. Rise up with the hands into Anjaneyasana. Lift up the heart center, draw the arm bones back, and exhale. Bend your left leg more deeply so that you can stretch out your right psoas. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Left foot back to join right. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog, rolling over the toes. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, push the hips back, draw the shoulders away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, take our right foot forward, and then on the inhale, lift up our arms. Exhale, draw the arm bones back as you bend your right leg more deeply, stretching out your left psoas. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down, left foot forward to join the right. Inhale into a flat spine, exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Draw the heart center down. Drop your crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our left foot back. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, bend your right leg more deeply, stretching out your left psoas as you draw back your arm bones. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down and take your right foot back to join the left. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, take the left foot forward. Inhale your hands up. Exhale, bend that left leg more deeply as you draw your arm bones back around your ears. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Right foot forward to join left. Inhale into a flat spine and exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a nice inhale. Exhale the hands down, round 3. Inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drop the hands, drop the crown. Inhale into a flat spine, exhaling down. Take our right foot back. Inhale the hands up. Exhale. Maybe place your hands together and arch your upper back as you bend your left leg more deep. Exhale, circle the hands down. Left foot back to join the right. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, right foot forward. Inhale the hands up. Maybe place your hands together as you curl back. Exhale, circle the hands down and bring your left foot forward. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale, lower chaturanga or uttanasana. Inhale, swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale. Exhale the hands down. Inhale them up. Exhale, swan dive forward. Drawing the heart center down in uttanasana. Drop the crown. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down and take our left foot back. Inhale the hands up. Little arch at the top. Exhale, circle down. Right foot back to join left. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, left foot forward. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, circle the hands down. Take right foot forward to join the left. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take our right foot back in warrior 1. Rise up the hands. Sink into your warrior 1. Make sure your hips and your heart are moving in the same direction. Bend your left leg deeply. Pull the belly button up. Lift up the ribs. Exhale, open up into warrior 2. And in warrior 2, bending your left leg deeply, draw your left knee out towards your left baby toes. Inhale. Exhale, lifting up the heart. Take one more inhale. Exhale, let's go back into peaceful warrior. Curling back towards our right leg behind us. Opening up, spiraling the heart center up. And then exhale. Let's go into this undulating, moving into extended side angle. And then on your exhale, rise up and go back into peaceful warrior. Inhale forward, hands out, circling them down as we go into extended side angle. Inhale, rise up, going into peaceful warrior. Exhale. Inhale forward. Exhale up. And then let's return to warrior two arms. Bring our hands down behind us and clasp them. Inhale, lift up our heart center, arching our upper back, lifting up and out of the hips. And then on your exhale, fold down in humble warrior. Left shoulder inside the left knee. Bring your hips slightly to the right to straighten them out in alignment with your knees and with your shoulders. And then take the blade position with your arms, drawing them overhead as you drop your crown. Continue to move your hips slightly to the right to keep them aligned. Draw the belly button up against the spine. Engage your root lock, your mula bandha, to keep your strength in your position. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, return to warrior two arms. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, circle the hands down. Move back to plank, lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. Exhale, moving into downward facing dog. My son has arrived, everybody. Hi, Declan. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, move the hips back. Inhale, hop up to your feet. Inhale into a flat spine. Exhale down. Inhale, reverse swan dive. All the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Ha! Now we're going to go on to the second side. Taking our hands to heart center. Take our left foot back in warrior one. So adjust your feet however you need to so that your hips and your heart are heading in the same direction. Make it as long a stance in between or as wide as you must to have a nice stable base in this pose. Keep your left leg behind you very strong and straight as you bend your right leg. Inhale your hands up. Lifting up the heart center. Lifting up your ribs. Take a nice inhale. And then exhale, open up. Oops. I lost my balance. Into warrior two. That happens sometimes. I just get so into it that I don't engage all my necessary support and stabilizing muscles. So in warrior two, bending our right leg deeply to open up this hip, drawing the right knee back towards the right baby toes. Lift up your heart. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take another inhale. Exhale, move back into peaceful warrior, curling over your back leg, spiraling your heart center up towards the sky, stretching out this right side. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up, and let's move into that sequence with extended side angle. And then exhale, rise up and move into peaceful warrior. Inhale, move forward into extended side angle. Exhale, rise up into peaceful warrior. And then inhale, moving forward into extended side angle. Exhale, rise up into warrior two. And then move our hands behind our back. Clasp them with our right thumb on top this time, if that was on the bottom last time. Straighten out your arms, drawing them down underneath your tailbone, lifting up your heart center. Take a nice inhale, and then on your exhale, moving into humble warrior. You might have to adjust your feet a little bit, drawing your right shoulder in the inside of your right knee. Move your hips slightly to the left, engage your root lock, and then bring your hands up overhead in blade. Drop your crown and contemplate this moment where we are humble to ourselves. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale, rise up. And then return to warrior two arms. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, circle the hands down. Move back into plank. Lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale, moving back into downward facing dog. And in downward dog, let's move back into our dog as much as we can, stretching out our back legs. Maybe your heels have now reached the mat. It's okay if they didn't. You can even have your legs bent. But really just focus on opening up the chest by drawing your shoulders away from the ears and down, widening the collarbones, allowing your heart center to draw towards the floor. Leaving your right hand in front, take your left hand and reach back for your right ankle and twist underneath, looking up underneath your armpit. Continue to use your right arm to push away from the mat, moving both hips backwards in space. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, return your left arm back, and then take your right arm to your left ankle, looking underneath. Keep your hips squared off, pushing the floor away with your left hand. Take another inhale, exhale. Take your right hand back. Now move into your dog again and notice the difference. So thinking about what's possible, how do we open up the body? Well, sometimes when we do asymmetric opening, we make it possible for the whole body to open. Take a nice inhale. Then on your exhale, drop your knees and spread them wide to move into child's pose. And I encourage you, since we are focusing on intuition, to take a block. I'm going to remove my glasses and place your forehead on the block. And just take this as a moment in this restorative pose to connect with your breath and to use that stimulation of the third eye chakra by placing your block right under your forehead to develop intuition, to turn inward, to know yourself. Use this as an opportunity to focus not on your limitations, but to focus on opportunities and possibilities. Take another inhale, fully exhale, and go ahead and rise up. Tuck your toes and sit back on your heels. Let's just stretch out our feet to begin. And we're going to take rabbit while we're here. So reach back and grab your feet. You have to kind of curl down to be able to grab your heels. Fold over your legs. Keep your arms straight. Pull your knees up into your chest. Pulling your feet with your hands, using a lot of body strength to do this. And then allow the crown of your head to rest on the mat. Engage all your core muscles as you take this rabbit. Strengthen your abdominal muscles. Draw the belly button in. Take one more long inhale, and then exhale, rise up. Take your feet and flatten them out on the mat, sitting back on your heels again. Take your hands behind you. Draw the shoulders down, lift up your heart center, a little bit of an arch. Take a long inhale. And then on your exhale, fold over your legs as we go into the seal of the yogi. Your arms are in blade. Either the crown of your head or your forehead is in contact with the mat. Another opportunity to turn inward.
Take a nice inhale. And then exhale.
Rise up. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hands down. Let's move forward again into plank as we take a vinyasa. Inhale, lower chaturanga dandasana, or exhale. Inhale into upward facing dog. Move back into downward facing dog. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale, bend your legs and hop up to the top of the mat. Inhale into a flat spine, exhale down. Go ahead and widen your feet about hip distance apart, and maybe bend your legs slightly if you want. Drop the crown of your head. Allow your neck and your shoulders to become weightless. Allow the weight of your cranium to pull tension out of your upper spine and out of your neck. You can also grab your elbows and allow gravity to further take place as you hang on to each elbow, allowing your entire upper body to draw down. Pay attention to any imagery that might be coming across your eyes if they are closed. Allow your body to fully release. Drop your hands to the mat and go ahead and curl up. One vertebrae at a time. Allow your arms to remain heavy. When you arrive at the top, inhale your shoulders up. Lift up your heart center. Lift up the crown of your head. Inhale your hands up. On your exhale, let's reverse that. Let's draw the chin to the chest and start to curl the upper back down. Allow your hands to be formless and weighty, heavy. And then just curl down, bend your legs as you're curling. When you arrive at the bottom, you can have your hands resting on the mat, or you can grab your elbows and maybe change your orientation this time. Again, allow all the tension to be drawn out of your upper spine. Take a nice long inhale. And exhale, drop your hands, bend your legs deeply, and rise up. Inhale your hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. So I have about 3 standing poses planned for you today that I know bring concentration, bring balance, and bring confidence. And why do they bring confidence? Because to be able to balance on one leg isn't always so easy. We have to really marshal a lot of different aspects of our being to make that possible and to have a nice, strong standing pose. So when you want to feel confidence, a lot of times taking standing poses will bring that to you. So one of the first that I like to always have us take is tree pose. So you can take your hands to heart center. You can place your right foot on the ground, so your toes are on the ground and your heel is up above your ankle. Your right knee turned out, lifting up out of it so that your hips remain squared off. You can take your toes off the floor. You can wrap them around your calf. You can bring your foot all the way up to the top of your leg. Another option is kind of like taking lotus while you're standing. And if that's available to you, feel free to take that. So in tree pose, the ground is your roots. Your feet are your roots, rooting into the earth, right? And we use the strength of the earth to grow the tree, drawing nourishment up through the roots, through the trunk of the tree, which is your leg and your torso, and then growing branches out. Your fingers are the leaves of the trees. If you lift up your heart center and draw your belly button in, it makes it even a healthier, stronger, more playful pose. When you have a firm foundation, you can play around in it and not fall over. Take your hands to heart center, and then exhale, drop your right foot. We're going to do the same thing on the left side. So turning our knee out, drawing the foot up against the ankle. That's the first variation. Toes still on the ground, but you can still do all of that fun work that we just talked about, only you have a little bit of extra support with those toes. Or you can take your toes off the ground, place them at the calf, or move it all the way up to the top of the leg, or even take the lotus version of it at the top of the leg. The choice is yours. Inhale the hands up. Again, lift up out of the hips so that you're not sinking into one hip or the other. Draw energy up through the earth, through the leg, through your torso. Drawing the belly button in as you lift up your heart center, spreading out your arms, maybe wiggling your fingers, maybe allowing your tree to blow in the wind and still not fall over. Bring hands to heart center. Gently lower your left leg if you need to. Shake it all out. Okie dokie. So the next variation we're going to go into is dancer. Dancer is a beautiful heart opening pose. Dancer pose, I feel like I am just embracing the world. And so the nice thing about dancer also is that you can take quite a few variations of extension. So we'll start out first. I'm just turning a little bit so you can have a good angle of my body in this pose. So I like to keep my hands at heart center, keep one hand at heart center, while I reach back and I kick my right foot back and grab it with my right hand. Initially, I establish my foundation by lifting up my heart and squaring off my hips and drawing my knees close together. I take a nice inhale, and then on my exhale, I start to kick my right foot into my right hand as I bring my left hand forward. I hold my foot on the inside, and it provides a nice shoulder opening, and it also strengthens my standing leg, and it arches my back. And then the more I dip down, the more my leg lifts up. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale. Let's return back gracefully. A little bit uneven here on this surface. Take a nice cleansing breath, rising our hands overhead. Exhale, bring them to heart center. And I'm going to turn to this direction so you can see it from this angle. Leaving my right hand at my heart center, reaching back with my left foot, left hand to left foot. Draw my knees together, stabilize my hips, lift up and out of my hips, creating my nice strong foundation. Take a nice inhale. And then on the exhale, I start to kick back and I bring my right hand forward. And the more I kick and the more I lean into it, the more I bring my right hand forward, the higher up in the air my leg can go. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, bring hand to heart center. Release out of that pose with control. Face the front of the mat. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, hands down, and inhale them overhead for a nice cleanse. And then exhale, bring hands back down to heart center. So the next fun challenge for you standing is we're going to grab our left toe, our right toes with our right fingers. So you can take your index and middle, or just your index finger, wrap them around the toe. You can also grab the outside of the foot. Yogi's choice. Sometimes the toe doesn't feel very stable and my fingers want to slide off of it. So initially what I just want you to do is just hold your foot underneath your pelvis, lift up your heart center, keep your left hand on your left hip, and just create your foundation. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, move that toe out in front of you, the whole foot in front of you. So try your best to keep your alignment by drawing your right shoulder back. You can bend your left leg if you need to, but keep your right leg straight. Or you can bend the right leg and keep the left leg straight. Or you can have them both straight. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale, draw the shoulders back and down, take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, open that up to the side. Inhale, exhale. One more inhale, exhale, bring it forward. And then allow it to hover while you place your right hand on your right hip. Take a nice inhale, and then exhale, bring the knee back. Bend the knee rather, bring the foot back, and put your foot down. Shake it out a little bit. Next side is easy because you already know what to do. Smile and it makes it easier. So let's keep our right hand on our right hip. Reach down and grab our left toe, left big toe with our left hand, with our index and our middle fingers. Focus on setting your foundation to start. Draw the heart center up, draw the shoulder back. Take a nice inhale. On your exhale, take your left foot forward. Draw the shoulders back. Take a nice inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Take another inhale. And then exhale. Take your left leg out to the side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your right foot forward. Allow it to hover by placing your left hand on your left hip too. Take a nice inhale. Exhale, bend your knees, take your foot back, and then drop it down with control. Inhale your hands out and up. And then exhale, let's swan dive forward. So let's widen our feet, and we're gonna take wide-legged forward fold. So my feet are taking up probably about 3 feet on the mat. Depends on how big your body is. I'll tell you are. But they're well outside of the outside of my hips. So take your hands out to the side, lift up the heart center, draw up the belly button, lift up the ribs, take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, take your hands to your hips behind you. Place your thumbs right at the small of your back, right where your sacroiliac joints are. Draw your shoulders together, draw your elbows together, take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, move forward, moving your weight into the front of your feet, allowing your sits bones to float up to the sky, leading with your heart. And then when you have gone as far as you can, maybe then drop the crown of your head. Continue to work this pose by lifting up your sits bones, drawing the belly button in, and drawing your shoulders back onto the spine. Take a nice inhale, fully exhale, and then inhale, rise up. And then exhale, release your hands. Inhale them overhead. Exhale them out to the side. And let's keep our hands out to the side as we forward fold again. Same principles, lifting the sits bones up to the sky, leading with the heart, moving your weight into the front of your foot. Maybe reach down and clasp your toes. Take a nice inhale and straighten out the back. And then on your exhale, draw the elbows out to the side, drawing your shoulders together as you forward fold. Draw the belly button in and draw the sits bones up into the sky. Continue to work on a straight spine as you draw your heart center and crown down. So when you drop your brain, you flip your perspective. So now open up your eyes and look at the world upside down. Take note. How do you see things differently when they're like this? Take another inhale. On your exhale, take your hands to your hips, draw your elbows and shoulders back, and then on your inhale, lift up. One more fun variation for you. Take your hands behind your back. Today, Today, the theme of the day is the seal of the yogi with our arms. So take a nice inhale, lift up your heart center as you draw your hands down. And then on your exhale, draw the belly button in. Draw the heart center down, lifting up your arms. Lift up your sits bones. And then continue to draw yourself forward and then drop your crown. Continue to bring the belly button into the spine as you lift up your sits bones. And again, open up your eyes. See the world from a completely different perspective. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, release your hands. Place your hands on your hips. Let's move forward, stepping up to the front of the mat. Inhale our hands up. Exhale, draw the heart center down, forward fold again. Inhale into a flat spine. Place our hands down. Move our feet back into plank pose, lower chaturanga dandasana. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then let's move back into child's pose. Let's take our left foot forward as we head into pigeon. Move our right foot back to the degree that we want to open up that right hip. Lift up the heart center to start. And then on your exhale, draw the heart center down as you fold forward in pigeon pose. Flex your toes so that you're protecting your left knee. And try to press your big toe mound to the right so that your big toe mound is stacked over your little toe mound so you're not sickling your foot. And then continue to work your hips so that they're squared off so that you're getting the maximum stretch out of your left hip. Take one long inhale, and then on your exhale, sit back on your left hip, swing your right leg around, and let's cradle the baby. So take your right foot and press it on the inside of your left upper arm. Cradle it with your right arm, sit up nice and tall. And then as you push your right hand into your arm, you can lift up the leg a little bit, stretching out this whole area underneath your right hip on the outside and in the hamstring. And then continue to lift up the back. So don't round the back, lift it up. Notice what happens when you straighten out your back and lift up your heart center, how much you really concentrate that stretch to that right hip. It also keeps you safe. You don't want to round your back in these positions and compromise your lower spine. So to continue to work this stretch, you can continue to lift up this leg. This prepares us to go into sundial. So this is a wonderful pose. So if you find sundial is too hard when you watch people go into it in class, you can speak. Are you asking where my keys are? They're in my purse. Kick up, kick up, kick up. And then release. In another class, we'll build the sundial class. Not today. Place your right foot in front. Let's move back into pigeon on the right side. Again, draw your toes back towards your knee. Try to work it so that your big toe mount is moving in the same direction as your heel. So moving to the left. And then lift up your heart, arch the back, and then on your exhale, fold forward over your leg. Inhale, rise up. Lift up your heart center. And then on your exhale, sit back on your hip. Take your left leg around. Take your inside of your left foot, pressing it against the inside of your upper arm bone. Cradle your leg with your left hand. Okay? And then lift up the heart center, and then start to kick the leg up into that arm. Feeling that wonderful stretch along the outside and underside of your left hip. Take one more inhale, kicking up, and then exhale, release that down. And let's take one last pose. This week I've been introducing fire log pose. Why fire log, we ask? Well, fire log is also known as full pigeon. And fire log is truly a pose that we take to burn away some impurities, to open up our hips. But when we burn away, we're peeling away the layers so that we can get to what's inside and underneath. So never be afraid to do that. Don't be afraid to look inside. You might find absolute beauty when you look. So what we do is we leave our left foot on the floor, draw the left shin parallel to the mat, take our right ankle and cross it over our left knee. You might lift up to straighten out your sits bones so that they're in equal contact with the floor. And then you work your feet forward just a little bit so that you can have as much parallelity, as parallel as can be with the front of the mat. It's not going to be perfect, and then draw your toes back toward your knees. And so initially, you might see quite a gap here between my right knee and my left foot, and that's okay. Sit up nice and tall. If you want to just stay like this, you can, or you can bend forward. And really feel the opening of that hip. There's a reason it's called fire log, because you might feel like your hip is on fire. Know your limitations. Don't make yourself die in agonizing pain. But to me, it feels good to open up my hip this way. You can press against your heels or your insides of your feet, your soles of your feet. You can press your soles into your palms into your soles to strengthen the pose and have a more organic opening of the hips too. Inhale, rise up. And then exhale, you can release. Place your right foot so that it is parallel with the mat. Take your left foot and place it over your right knee. Okay, so left shin is on the bottom, right shin is on the bottom, left shin is on top. Same thing, start off sitting nice and tall. Again, we're going to allow this knee to fall when it's ready to fall. You can't make it happen. But look down and see if you see a nice triangle in between your legs. That's what you're going for with fire log. Okay, take a nice inhale, lift up the heart center, and then exhale, fold over. Inhale, rise up. And gently release the pose. So now we're going to find our way into resting Shavasana. But before we get there, we'll do a couple little bit more releasers for the hips. Lay all the way back down. Knees are bent. Cross your right ankle over your left knee and allow your left knee to push forward. So kind of opening up this, did I say left knee? My right knee. So you're crossing your right ankle over your left knee, pressing your right knee out, opening up this right hip. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, drop your left knee to the ground, bringing your right ankle with it, stretching out this right hip. Feel that, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Feeling all these muscles stretch open here. Take a nice inhale. Fully exhale. Inhale, rise up. Switch sides. Right foot down to the mat. Cross your left ankle over your right knee. Push your left knee out a little bit to open up this hip. Take a nice inhale. And then on your exhale, drop your right knee, feeling this delicious opening of this left hip. Feeling this through here. Doesn't that feel lovely and wonderful? And then inhale, rise up. Go ahead and straighten out your legs. Find your Shavasana pose. Maybe lift up your hips and wiggle them out a little bit, lower them down. Maybe draw your shoulders a little bit, your back, your shoulders underneath your chest just a little bit to create space for your upper back and your neck. Relax your hands, relax your feet, relax your thighs. And start to slow down your breathing, slowing down your heart rate. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out of the nose. Drawing your attention to the crown of the head and relaxing all the skin and muscles. Moving that energy downward across the forehead, smoothing out the lines. Relaxing the eyebrows and allowing deep relaxation of your eyes into the eye sockets. Relaxing all your facial muscles. Moving that energy downward across the neck and to the tops of the shoulders, allowing them to sink more deeply into your mat. Relax all the muscles across the chest. Relax your arms, your forearms, and your hands. Taking all tension out of the solar plexus muscles and relaxing your ribs, allowing them to sink into the mat. Relax your lower abdominal muscles, relax your hips. Continuing to move downward, relax your thighs, the skin on top of the knees, your kneecaps, your shins and your calves. Continuing to scan down, relax the ankles and your feet. Feel every muscle in the body let go. And fall into a state of deep relaxation. Thank you for joining Stephen and me here in Sylvan Park in Redlands. We will be returning on the 21st of February at noon. We invite you to join us either in person live or by Zoom. You can get more information about our classes by visiting Stephen's website, which is Yoga with Stephen? yogawithstephen.com. And mine is KathleenCoombsYoga.com. You can also visit each of our Facebook business pages. The light in me sees the light in you. The yogi in me honors the yogi in you. Namaste. Please take Shavasana for up to 5 minutes or longer.